It's a bus. It's a bus. An ambulance. All right. Hello, everybody. It's the finale of the
12 Beers of Christmas.
2022. I'm here with Elsa, who's put up with a lot of this. Not as much in years past. Years past, it's been much more of a grind to do the 12 Beers of Christmas. This year, we started early enough to where it was fairly logistical sound, but I appreciate you.
Yeah.
So I brought you a beer. This
Yay.
is Reasons to Be Cheerful from our friend Vaughn at Bookhouse Brewing in Cleveland.
I like the name.
Because you like books?
No, the name of the beer. I mean,
Oh.
I like the name of the brewery too, but I like the name of the beer.
Reasons to Be Cheerful. We thought we would end this series with something. It almost sounds kind of Thanksgiving-y.
Yeah.
But it also sounds very like New Year's-y. And we've been sitting on this for at least 6 months. He sent it way earlier this spring.
Okay.
So I'm going to read you some notes from Vaughn about how this came to be. But first, I just kind of want to ask Elsa her initial impressions of this beer. A barrel-aged Belgian Quad.
It is very strong, kind of boozy. It tastes a lot to me like dried fruit, like kind of plums, dates, raisins, a little figgy, marshmallow, maybe a little vanilla in there.
So Reasons to Be Cheerful was brewed way back in 2018 as a collab with Brick and Barrel, fermented with oak staves and Belgian yeast. Vaughn says using a fairly basic recipe, 50% pale, 33% pills, 12% aromatic, 4% special B, and then 100 pounds of white sugar and 25 kilogram carboy of dark candy sugar per 220 gallons, aka 7 barrels. Bittering is 4 pounds of nugget, probably to about 15 or 20 BU. 24 Play-Doh starting, finishing at 3. So a very dry beer. He says nice and dry, big sweetness impression from the alcohol and the low bitterness. And then that beer went into barrels, which is what we have. The barrel-aged version went into 4 Roses bourbon barrel that were in immaculate condition. I love that word. Usually a barrel at our scale gets pretty dry wood and you kind of roll with the dice and hope to get a little character, but these barrels were nice and wet, clean, tight. So we got huge piles, he says, of oak, bourbon, marshmallow, and so on. He says, I think the reason the beer works is because the base is so simple. You're really just looking for a lightly malty canvas for the yeast to kind of come in and Jackson Pollock itself all over the place. Specialty malts with notes of dark fruit tend to enhance ester levels too much, giving the impression of a boozier or harsher beer than it might actually be. That tends to be my Belgian thinking mode. Simplicity and restraint, which is not to say the same thing as constricted and confined. It's more about focusing the attention to one or two things. That is just like
It's a lot of information.
It's a very Vaughn way of explaining a beer. But what I think he is saying is it's like almost let the beer step out of the way, or the malt and the hops, let the yeast, and in this case the barrel, maybe the spirit that the barrel has, kind of work its magic.
Yeah.
And that's probably where we're getting a lot of that vanilla, marshmallow.
I've never had figgy pudding, but I imagine this is kind of what it might taste like.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's made with figs and other dried fruits and sweet.
I mean, this beer will be 5 years coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
The base beer.
Yeah. It is very boozy. I mean, but it's not a harsh boozy. It's not like a hot. It's like very smooth, but you can tell it's definitely barrel aged.
Right. But it doesn't seem any worse for the aging.
No.
It's a fun style to maybe consider barrel aging, because you always hear stouts, all the imperial stouts,
Porters.
even. Belgian Quad kind of seems spicy enough on its own, but in this case, it kind of gets accentuated by these barrel notes, these spirit notes. That'll get you.
Yeah, it's strong.
I think it's like 12.5%. So
it's a sipping beer.
yeah,
It's a fireplace sipping beer.
we need a fireplace. So on the last of the 12 beers of Christmas, I thought I would kind of open it up a little bit. A beer called Reasons to Be Cheerful. Thought we would maybe just kind of rap about some reasons to be cheerful. I almost wish I would have done this with everybody through this series, but now that it's me and you
Yeah.
sitting in our dining room.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheerful.
Cheerful.
Some reasons to be cheerful. I know I have a few.
Yeah.
Chop and Brew is literally about to be 10 years old. That is something I never would have thought. It took us to Ireland. It took us to Norway. But it also took us to like Nashville and Philadelphia. Like, just met a lot of good people, or good people from a previous life kind of carried over and wanted to do things. So I would almost like to see a little rejuvenation of Chop and Brew in year 10 and see if we can't get back to some of that. The last few years, because of all the things that everybody in the world knows,
It's been tough.
It's getting a little more homebound.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to figure out ways to either get out or just even communicate through digital means and collaborate with people. So I'm definitely thankful for that. I mean, it's the Christmas time. I'm thankful for a lot of things. What are you most thankful for? Cheerful for?
Cheerful. Yeah. Well, our son, Jonas, just turned 2 not very long ago. And he's just a little ball of energy. He's so cute. He's learning new stuff all the time. He's just running around and laughing and telling. He's making up stories and singing little songs to himself. So I just feel like every day he's kind of changing and doing new things. And so it always makes me smile when he does something new, or he learns something new and he gets excited about it. He's starting to draw and he gets really, I think, excited about pictures that he makes and stuff. So that always makes me cheerful.
Yeah.
We have a nice warm house. It's nicely decorated for Christmas.
It's like
We're together.
It's like negative
Yeah.
35.
It's negative 35, but it's warm in our house. So that makes me cheerful.
Yeah, just having friends you may or may not see a ton, but you hear from them is a good thing. Family.
Yeah.
What are you cheerful for? Here as we hit the end of the year, what are your reasons to be cheerful? Besides Chop and Brew and Jonas. Going into the new year, anything?
I'm excited to read some books that have been on my list. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I saw a meme that was like, nobody claimed 2023 as their year, just kind of going nice and quiet and smooth. And I feel like that's what we got to do. Don't try to put too many expectations. Just kind of like slide in. Hopefully good things will happen.
You saying we got to just like sneak in to the side door of 2023?
Yeah. Don't make too much noise. Don't touch anything.
I was already here. I don't know what you're talking about. I was just reading this book, having a beer.
Yeah.
Well, there are 1,000 million reasons to be cheerful. This is definitely one of them.
Cheers to that.
Appreciate you, Vaughn. Bookhouse. Appreciate you. Brick and Barrel. Ohio representing. Are you glad we sat on it till Christmas?
Yeah, it's a good Christmas beer, I think.
Not a July 4th beer.
No, you don't want to drink a beer like this when it's hot outside. This is like a winter warmer kind of a beer.
All right, everybody. Elsa had to go take a phone call, so I'm going to say cheers from both of us. Boom. Chop for chop. Brew for brew. 12 beers at Christmas. Let us know your reasons to be thankful, to be cheerful, to be holly and jolly. Put it in the comments below. I could use all the positivity I can get. So Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. See you in 2023. 10 years of Chop and Brew.